Once DeliveryPoD labels started, that's for the software for booking in. The first thing we need to do is just to make sure the cursor's popped in there. It should be there by default. If I look at my drop down arrow here, I can see lots of people that I might want to record items for. If I simply start typing SI, I can very quickly see all the people with SI in their name. So I'm going to select, this is going for Simon Smith. All the data here is completely fictional, just so you understand we have to do that because for the sake of Data Protection Act. So that's how we select them. As you see, once they've been selected, you can see their name appears down here. You can actually change it, so you can go and select a different user if you wish to at that particular point. The next thing is the delivery service and the insurance here. These will be set up specifically for you, so they will probably appear to be different to here. Now, can you see at the moment it's pre-selected this delivery 4 hour for me? It might be that your system doesn't do that and that is blank, and you simply click on the drop down and select what you want. And the same here. Most people don't use insurance at all, and therefore no insurance is the only option available, so you don't really need to worry about it. So you simply select what you want. Now that will govern when something's expected to be collected or delivered by. So you need to get instructions from your line manager as to what you use and when. So for example, some people might have items received between 8 AM and midday go on this service, and things like that. So that will be down to your line manager. The next thing we're going to come to are the courier barcodes, and the courier barcodes have an automatic feature, but I have to be honest, automatic features are not foolproof with courier barcodes, which we'll come on to in a moment. Now, you'd use your USB scanner for this, but it works so quickly I can't show that to you very effectively when shooting a video. I'm actually going to effectively mimic a barcode scanner, but keying it in just so I can show you it being used more slowly. If you remember or have noted that Royal Mail barcodes typically start with 2 alphabetics, have 9 numbers, and then end in 2 alphabetics. If I put in AB, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 AB, and hit enter, if you see this courier name box here, watch what happens as I hit the enter key. It automatically selects it for me. That saves time, but you do need to make sure it has selected the right one for you. Now, the reason that isn't foolproof is that many couriers use the same barcode formats. So in another section of DeliveryPoD that your administrator set up, they will basically say if it starts 2 alphabetics, has 9 numbers and 2 alphabetics, to select that for you. If you start to move to say a 16-digit barcode, when that's programmed in, there are about 15 or 20 couriers that all use 16-digit barcodes, in which case it's probably just going to select one from the list, and there's every chance in the world you will need to go in and use the drop down to select that one there. When this has gone green, it means it's actually pre-selected something for you. So we'll move quickly on just so you get the feel of this. In here I've got 2 fields, notes and delivery information. That might be different on your system. In fact, it almost certainly will be, because we're using a fictional example here. If you wish to enter something in here, you can do so. So I'm just going to put here marked as extremely urgent. And my delivery info, it's got a purchase order on the box, PO 1234. All this information, once we enter it into the system, will become searchable. So if somebody inquires, say, can you show me all the items that have come in on purchase order 1234, you can do so quickly within a couple of clicks. So it's worth bearing in mind that when you're entering this information, the more you put in and the more accurate it is, the quicker and easier it is your job's going to be later on finding things, which is when it gets hard. So once I'm ready with that, I'm going to click on all selected. Now it might be, for example, if you were to leave that blank and your user defined field is set to say it can't be blank, you might get a warning message, in which case just look at the warning message and act accordingly. I'm going to click on all selected. Now it's obtaining a tracking number from the website, which is now done. So we now see here at the top the consignment number starts with a 0. What that means is it's obtained a consignment tracking number from the website and all is well. If for any reason your network is down or the server is down or there's some kind of an IT fault, what will happen is it will generate one locally. It might take a period of time to ask the server, can I have a tracking number, and then realize that the server's not responding. It's what we call a timeout. So it says, can I have a tracking number? And then it'll wait for a period of time to say, okay, you're not responding, clearly there's a problem. It will allow you to continue working. You can still book things in, you can still produce your tracking barcodes, and you can still track. What will happen is the system will detect when the network connection comes back up, and it will forward on the data later on, and the data will then stitch back together. So looking at the basics here, normally what we're recording here, and again this can be adjusted on a per customer basis, but normally you would use a quick selection box here to say I'm recording a Jiffy bag, and you normally have a status field which you just leave blank. You might have different fields there, in which case we'll obviously cover that in the training, but essentially this is all about simply reducing your typing. Now you can type in there parcel and then add to that, or you could put in your own description. Yeah, we could put in, say, A4 documents paper, and when we're ready we're going to click on print next barcode. That clicks on here. Okay, and what that's done is it's produced a tracking barcode, which I then apply that to the item that's being tracked. Now if you notice, we can see it here on the left, we've got this package barcode and a description of what it is that's being tracked by it. Now notice it's not moved on. Now the reason for that is, let's say you are booking in a pallet of IT goods. There might be, say, 4 individual PCs on a pallet, but you want to track them all as a group, but you equally want to make sure each one's tracked individually. So if you deliver 3 out of 4, you can find out where the 4th one is. So let's say there's another item on that consignment, and I'm going to say that there's a parcel that's coming on that same courier number as well, and I want to track that separately just to make sure I get through. So I enter my parcel here and I click on print next tracking label. As you can see here, we've now got 2 items. So on that consignment number, when they go to the website, they'll see those 2 items, but you track each one because if you notice the barcode, this one ends 23 and this one ends 24. So you're now making sure both items get through. 99% of the time, you're booking in 1 item per consignment. So we're just showing you the exception. So if I click, when you're happy with that, it's very important to understand, click all items labeled. Data saved, and now we'll revert back to the screen before. Now let me show you that at full speed. So that probably comes across as a bit of a slow process, but actually it's not really that slow at all. Let's book something in for Alicia Silverstone, and let me show you how that would go at full speed. So Alicia Silverstone there. Courier barcode, I'm just going to scan it. Selected raw mail, I've checked that. Delivery notes, NA, delivery info, PO 8765, all selected. And I'm going to say that's a parcel. Click on print next label, and all items labeled. So as you can see, most of the time it's a very, very, very quick process. So that's the basic overview of the main way of actually booking something in and the speed you can achieve. The next videos will show you other bits of information, but I don't want to put that in a quick 10-minute video that gives you a reminder. So please have a look at the separate video for that.